And we'd like to welcome you into game number 2 of today's triple header here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. I'm Griffin Leonard saying hello from Lexington County Baseball Stadium here in Lexington, South Carolina. It's Kingsmen prospect ball on the air against ECA, the Kingsmen and the Bobcats. Getting it started right now. Sam Lopez, the right-handed starting pitcher on the mound for the Bobcats. He will pitch against Caden McNeil as we get this one going. First pitch of the ball game is a fastball, and it is taken high of the zone, 1-0. Sam Lopez did not pitch against the Kingsmen last week in Goldsboro. And McNeil is ahead 2-0 against the right-hander. Lopez comes home with a 2-0. McNeil takes it. It's a breaking ball in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Playing here at the stadium instead of the auxiliary field. That saw the varsity game, and we'll see the second prospect game of the day. There's another breaking ball in there. Lopez is located well with the spinner. It is 2-2. McNeil, then Waters, then Beatrice. And Caden McNeil trying to get on to start the ball game. He fouls off the right-handed pitch, and it goes off the netting and down into the Kingsman dugout. I think that hit one of the guys sitting on the wall. Another 2-2 out of the windup from Lopez. And that is low and away. Oh, and they've called McNeil for the swing instead of appealing down to the first base umpire. McNeil called at the plate, and he is out. One out for Ryan Waters, the Kingsman with the strikeout to open the ball game. Now Lopez comes home with the fastball and misses low. He has hit the zone with all 4 breaking balls and missed the zone with all 3 fastballs. 1-0 pitch. Changeup away. 2 balls and no strikes. Kingsman hitting 10 here in this ball game. ECA just the 9. 2-0. Waters takes down the middle. You're joining us after the varsity ball game. You saw the unfortunate end to what was an excellent ball game at the varsity level as Waters singles into right field with the line drive, and the Kingsmen have their first base runner. Ryan Waters starting off his week strong with a pull side line drive hit. The Kingsmen in the 7th inning of that last game hit 2 2-run home runs down to their final out to come back and take their first lead. Eli Thomas and Harris Clark had the 2 home runs, and then it was a 2 spot in the bottom of the 7th from Georgia Premier to walk off the ball game. So the Kingsmen locked into the 6th spot for the varsity tournament. They will play whoever winds up being the 3 seed. 0-1 to Owen Beatrice, runner on first and 1 away. Waters a good lead off of first. And the pitch off the plate outside, and Waters scrambles back. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 away. Owen Beatrice, the St. John's commit, in the 3-hole. Waters takes off, and it was a hit and run. And Beatrice, at least it better have been a hit and run. Beatrice swung at that one, which was in on the batter's box. Coach Hudak giving him a couple of claps to say, all right, go get this one. Kingsmen have Kaysen Young slated to start this game on the mound, pitching against the Bobcats. We'll see if they can get an early lead, and Beatrice wears it. Hit by pitch puts Beatrice on first. Waters moves to second. And Israel Classe will go to the plate for the first time this week with the chance to give the Kingsmen the lead. Second and first, 1 out. Classe thought about going after that first pitch. He checked the swing and took a ball. Here at the home of the Lexington County Blowfish and the home of P27 baseball. 1-0. Classe dribbles it to first, over to Preston Hudak. And it is 1-1. Kingsmen summer collegiate team played a game here last year. The Kingsmen playing against the Blowfish. I have to go back and look, but I believe we won that game. 1-1. Back door, but low. 2 balls and 1 strike on the slider. Kingsmen Baseball Academy played a game here at the Blowfish Stadium during the fall. I was not here for that ball game. 2-1, just missed the outside corner with the fastball. Lopez continues to struggle with the fastball location. He has found more success in the zone with the pitches with movement. 3-1. Classe hits it high into deep right field. No doubt about it. If it's fair, it's gone. Classe, a 3-run home run. Leaves the yard and gives the Kingsmen the early lead. The right fielder did not move. And Israel Classe hits the 3-run home run to give the Kingsmen the early lead, and appears to be okay as he walks down into the Kingsmen dugout.
All right. Here's the deal. All right. The deal is, very good. And as you're walking down,
so here is Montgomery Hart after the Kingsmen took the early lead, and Hart takes a ball. 2 balls and no strikes here with nobody out after the home run.
What's your name?
The 2-0 is on the outside corner.
What do you have?
There's Classe, or rather Hart, that goes opposite field out to left. And over to make the catch down the line is Evan Johnson, out number 2. So 2 outs here in the inning. Hudson Encherkin is at the plate. And now he grounds it to the shortstop. Across the diamond goes Chandler Hill in time, and the inning is over. 3 runs in the first. Kingsmen up and going early. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Kason Young, the Albertan, onto the mound when we get back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Bottom of the first here in Lexington, South Carolina. Your home for Kingsmen baseball this week. It's the ABA round robin. The Kingsmen playing against the Bobcats in conference for the first time at the prospect level. They have seen a blessed start of the game, a 3-run home run by Israel Classe. And now Kingsmen Young pitches to Chandler Hill. There's a first pitch just outside. One ball, no strikes for Young, pitching against the ECA shortstop. And hits the outside corner to make it 1-1. The Kingsmen playing here at the home of P27. They played P27 a bunch this season, not at the prospect level. Their only series against the prospect team was in Boiling Springs. There's a line drive into shallow left. Coming in on it is McNeil, but he will stop as it falls in front. Leadoff hit for Chandler Hill puts him in on first for the Bobcats. This is the first time the Kingsmen are playing ECA here at this ballpark. They played here in Lexington, but played across the street when they were playing the varsity team out of conference. ECA trying to score its first runs against the Kingsmen this season at the prospect level. They played a week ago non-conference, but the Kingsmen shut them out. That's low and in to Evan Johnson. It's 1-0, and it's high for ball 2. Kingsmen Young, the starting pitcher here in this one of the 3 main starters for the prospect team. They've kept their rotation pretty consistent over the course of the year. Entrican, Irving, and Young, the 3 main starters. There's a foul ball with Hill running, so Hill will have to retreat, and it is now 2-1. Decent crowd on hand to watch these 2 Carolina teams go at it. Both teams driving down from North Carolina here to play in the southern of the 2. 2-1 pitch. Young back into the zone, and it is once again fouled off. Back-to-back foul balls hit off the bat of Evan Johnson. Runner on first base, nobody out. And Young throws to first. Seminara will apply the tag late. Two and 2 is the count. Young looking for his first out of the ball game after surrendering the leadoff single. He once again checks on that runner. Two finally now. Hill running. Ritzma, the throw down to second. Tag from Hart. Safe. Stolen base, Chandler Hill. The throw was a good one from Ritzma, but Hill got a good jump, and he slides headfirst into second base with his stolen base to get him into scoring position. This is Kingsmen Young's 12th appearance of the season, his 10th start. He is a perfect 5-0 this season as far as decisions go on the mound. ERA under 5. He has pitched better and better as this season has gone on. Three and 2 with nobody out. Young's full count pitch is in the dirt. Back-to-back base runners for ECA early on here in the ball game. There's a swing and a foul tip into the glove of Mason Ritzma. Josh Parnell, the left-handed hitter, he was the pitcher that was on the mound when the Kingsmen unleashed that 18-run inning. He was one of 3 pitchers that pitched in that inning for ECA. He grounds it foul first base side, and it's grabbed bare hand, one-handed by Preston Hudak at the edge of the dugout. And the ball's in 2 strikes. Ground ball to short, a chance for 2. Hard underhand to Beatrice. 1, and to first they get the double play. 6-4-3 for 2. Hill moves to third, and there are 2 outs here in the first inning. Jeffrey Newsome, the catcher, trying to give ECA a run to answer the Kingsmen's 3. He takes the first pitch fastball in there for a strike. Another game going on right now at the prospect level that is paramount to the Kingsmen, right over on the adjacent field that the Kingsmen varsity game just took place on. PDG and Georgia Premier at prospect game with severe seeding implications for the Kingsmen prospect team. PDG had an early lead. It was 1-0 about 30 seconds ago, and now it is 2-1 in favor of Georgia Premier. The Kingsmen are big PDG Generals fans in that ball game. 1-1. Swing and a miss on the changeup. A good one from Young. Elsewhere, TNXL has taken care of business against Wellington Sports Academy. That ties the Ducks with these teams at the top of the standings. They're tied at Dominion right now. Still a lot of ball to be played to determine the final seeding in the tournament. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one was downstairs. The KBA varsity team is now locked into the 6th seed after their loss to Georgia Premier. Unable to go up, unable to go down. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Newsome, and it remains 3-0. We go to the 2nd. It'll be Ritzma, Seminara, Harless. When we come back, it's the ABA round robin here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. We go to the second here. It is Mason Ritzma to lead things off for the Kingsmen. He takes the first pitch strike on the outside corner. 3-0 if you're just joining us over the last few minutes. Kingsmen action at the prospect level for the first time here in the round-robin tournament. 1-1 now to Mason. A 3-run home run by Israel Kwase after Waters singled and Beatrice was hit by a pitch gave the Kingsmen an early lead. Ritzma watches the 1-1 sink downstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sam Lopez out for his second inning of work. Here's the 2-1. Ritzma, first base side, through between the infielders. It's a leadoff single for Mason. It's the 3rd hit of the game already for the Kingsmen, who have a man on with nobody out for Seminara. It's a good piece of hitting for Mason Ritzma, who has really started to turn it up at the plate over the last couple of weeks. He's up to 343, at least he was before that base hit. In his last game, he only had 1 at-bat against the ECA prospect team. He walked 3 times in that one, and unfortunately, because he only had the 1 at-bat and he did not have a hit, it snapped what was a 5-game hit streak. Ball outside. Lanny Catani, now the courtesy runner for Mason Ritzma. This time, Seminara called for the strike on the bunt attempt. It is 1-1. Kingsmen took care of business a week ago in Goldsboro against these Bobcats. A commanding 9-0 win to wrap up that 4-1 week for the two teams. The Kingsmen, now that this game counts in the standings, looking to do so again. Seminara gets the bunt down first base side. Lopez to first in time to get Ant, but Catani to second. We saw the Kingsmen bunt a ton in game number 1 today at the varsity level. Tristan Harless, the next hitter, the designated hitter, batting for Kaysen Young. He's in the 9th spot today. Catani on second. First pitch low and away to Tristan Harless. Harless, another bat that has woken up a little bit over the last couple of weeks. Left-hander trying to get the Kingsmen another run here, but Lopez going to step off. Had a hit in 2 of the 3 games against Ray's Collegiate out in Myrtle Beach a couple of weeks ago. Foul ball back to the screen. And 1 is the count here. Catani, a good lead off a second. Breaking ball outside for ball 2. Harless to first base. It's under the glove. Parnell could not get the glove down. Here comes Catani. The throw goes into the cutoff man to second, and Catani scores on the error that gives the Kingsmen another run here in inning number 2.
Hey, keep working, Sam.
First pitch swinging. Ashton Bowes into left field, a base hit. And the Kingsmen complete their first time through the order with 4 hits 6 total base runners after the hit by pitch and Harless reaching on the error. So the hit puts runners on second and first. Katie McNeil comes back around to the top of the order. That's a ball. McNeil has cooled off just a little bit, but he's still hitting an astounding .384 for this Prospect team. He did have 3 hits in the final game against Ray's Collegiate. That was the last time he swung for the Prospect team. He did not play in either the ECA Premier game or the ECA Prospect game last week in Goldsboro. 1-0. Runners aboard. The pitch. McNeil up the middle. Shortstop coming over. Touches the bag himself. Goes to first. And it is a double play to get McNeil and end the inning. Kingsmen grab one more. 4-0. They lead here. We'll be right back. Prospect Baseball on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Kason Young back out there for his second inning aboard the hill. The Kingsmen with one more run to give him some help in the top of the second. And he's back out there to pitch to Jackson Mockney. First pitch swinging in the left. And the second starts as the first did with the leadoff base hit. Four to nothing. 2 hits now for ECA to the Kingsmen's 4. First pitch from Kaysen out of the stretch here, and the second is a ball. Charlie Scott, the next hitter, in the 6th spot, the second baseman for the Bobcats. One 1-0. Low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Playing today's prospect game here at the stadium. After the first 2 varsity games were across the way at the auxiliary ballpark. 2-0 from Young. Line drive and again through into left. 2 singles in a row in the middle of the order for ECA, who are threatening once again here in the second inning.
All right, Donnie, we say 1.
ECA had a runner on third in the first, but Kaysen was able to work out of it without that run coming in to score. Now has second and first, nobody out. It was the same situation as when Josh Parnell grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. We'll see what Donovan Wright does. He squares. First pitch just outside. Wright, the center fielder for the ECA Bobcats. He squares early. And again, outside for ball 2. Here comes Joe Hudak. Step aside here and be back here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. After the mound visit, 2-0 count to Donovan Wright. See if Wright squares. He does. Now he pulls the bat back and takes a fastball at the knees, 2-1. Popped up. Shallow right. Entrekin toward the line. Long way to go. He made the catch. Runner tagging for third, and it's corners with one away. Fly out to right is the first out of the inning here, and Alex Hernandez has runners on the corners. Scott on first, and he takes off. Ritzma will not throw, and into second standing up is Charlie Scott with a stolen base. Got this game started a little after 2:30. 2 games today for the Prospect team. One at this field, one at Cold across the street. 1-0. Foul ball. Four to nothing is the score. The Kingsmen trying to continue its perfect start to the round robin. The varsity, or rather, start a winning streak, I guess, at the round robin for the Prospect team, given it's their first game. Varsity 1-1 so far in the week. Swing and a miss on the slider. One ball and 2 strikes, second and third. Young out of the stretch. Breaking ball, tap to third. Classe is going to go to the first base bag. Stretches there for Seminara, and the run scores on the softly hit ground ball. Scott moved to third on the play. I think Classe might have had a shot if he had gone with the pump fake instead of going to first. Might have had a shot to get that trailing runner at second. But the run scores to make it 4-1. It's the first run that the Prospect team has scored against the Kingsmen this season. And there's a first pitch fly ball out to right off the bat of Isaiah Cora. And Entrekin with his second catch of the inning. We go to the third. ECA grabs one back to answer the Kingsmen's run in the top half. We go to the third. It's a 3-run ball game here in Lexington on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. There's a strike to start the third. It is Ryan Waters that starts the third inning at the plate for the Kingsmen. A 3-run lead here in Lexington, South Carolina. Game 1 of the ABA round robin for the Kingsmen prospect team. 4 teams within a game of the prospect division lead. Waters takes ball 2. The Kingsmen are trying to end the season on a high note. If they can secure one of those top 2 seeds, as Waters fouls it off, they will be in a great position as we head to Lake Point here in 2 weeks. Two and 2 out of the windup. The pitch. Up the middle, into center, past the glove of the shortstop, Chandler Hill. Ryan Waters has his second hit. He is trying to stretch it into a double, and he is called out. He got aggressive with nobody out, and that throw had him at second base by quite some distance. He's out for the first out of the inning. Goes in the books as a hit, but it will not be one remembered fondly. Here's Owen Beatrice with one away. OB hitting .407 for the Kingsmen this season. OPS of 1.179. Pitch on the outside corner. Leads almost every offensive category for the Kingsmen. Down in batting average only to Jack Curtis, who has missed about a month and a half now with injury. The rumor is he might be back for Lake Point. We will see what the official word on that is. 1 ball and 1 strike to Beatrice, and he takes ball 2 inside. He was hit by a pitch his last time to the plate. Looking for his first hit of the week. 2-1. Beatrice swings away and drills it high into the air. First base side of foul ground. Parnell with the catch, 2 out. So 2 up, 2 down despite the base hit. The Kingsmen going to need something here from Israel Classe, who hit his first home run of the spring, his last time up. Hit a high, towering fly ball over the right field fence to give the Kingsmen their 3-0 lead. Here's the first pitch from Lopez. The second time around, it is outside. Classe, a .287 batting average this season. The third baseman planning to come back and play for the Kingsmen once again next season as a gap year senior. They are very much looking forward to having Izzy back for year number 2. Going to be a lot of fun next year with a lot of players coming back and some new talent coming in. There's ball 3. Montgomery Hart is on deck if the Kingsmen can get through the minimum. .30, and it's a 4-pitch walk for Classe. Lopez wanting nothing to do with the Kingsmen third baseman. Two outs here in the third. Montgomery Hart flew out to left his last time. Takes the ball inside. He hit a home run against ECA's prospect team in their game last week. That was his second home run of the spring for the prospect team. He had 2 hits in their 9-0 win. Running, taking down to second, Classe. That throw not caught, and it actually gets under the second baseman. Under the second baseman, and Classe gets an extra 90 as a result of it. It's a stolen base to put him on second, and then an error, I guess, on the catcher. The throw was wide of the shortstop, who was covering the bag, and then the second baseman saw it go 5-hole. So stolen base for Classe, and now the runner on third. Here's Montgomery Hart with the hitter's count. 6 balls in a row thrown by Sam Lopez. They're set. Hudson Entrican swinging on deck if the Kingsmen continue the inning. He will hit here with 2 outs. 3-0. Outside corner strike. Slight zone expansion with the count 3-0. Certainly close to the corner, if not on the corner. 3-1. That one is outside, and Hart will walk to first. Back-to-back walks for Lopez. He did not have a walk the first time through the order. He has now walked consecutive hitters to put runners on the corners and bring Entrikin to the plate. Here comes the ECA coach to talk to his right-hand starting pitcher. Entrikin has really turned on the Jets again. He has put together a couple of massive hit streaks. He had an 8-game hit streak at the end of March, was hitless in 2 in a row against DSC, but has since put together a 6-game hit streak starting against P27 in that prospect series at Gardner-Webb. He had a hit against both the Premier and Prospect teams of ECA last week in Goldsboro. He had a double against the ECA Premier team. Corners with 2 away for Hudson, and he wears it. Spiked the bat. After getting hit by that pitch, it loads the bases. Here's Ritzma. Won't have a chance to increase the hit streak with that plate appearance. And he is stretching out a little bit at first base after feeling the effects of that fastball. Here's Ritzma with the bases loaded. First pitch, took it low and in. He had a single, pulled it through the first base side of the infield. That started off the second. He came around to score on the error by the first baseman. That's 2-0.
Let's go.
2 balls and no strikes. A chance for Ritz to blow this one wide open here in the third. 2-0, he took it. Ball 3. Seminara is on deck. Had a sacrifice bunt his first time. You know he would love to come up in a spot like this. Ritzma looking for an RBI. He might not have to take the bat off his shoulder to do it. They take a strike at the top of the zone there, 3-1. Three and 1 to Ritzy. And he ripped it right at the first baseman. Parnell with the snag to end the inning. Tough break for Ritzma. If it was a foot further to the right, it might have gotten down the line for a bases clearing double. But instead, it's an out to wrap up the top of the third. We go to the bottom half. It's a 3-run game here in Lexington. We'll be right back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network.
Oh, did I?
4-1, bottom three here at the home of the Lexington County Blowfish. Kason Young pitching to the top of the order. Chandler Hill takes the ball to start off the frame. Hill singled through the left side. There's a blue pit in front of McNeil. He was stranded at third in the first. Fastball just outside. 2 balls and no strikes. His zone is tight today, but it has been consistent. Two and 0. And again, just off the plate. 3 balls and no strikes. Lexington County Baseball Stadium, home of P27, home to the Blowfish, and the future home of a former Kingsman summer collegiate player, Nolan Alexander, who plays at Lander. That ball hit foul down the line, 3-1. Got to see Nolan a couple weeks ago when the Kingsmen played and defeated the Lander JV team. Nolan is going to play for the Blowfish this upcoming summer. Certainly going to miss having him around the summer team, but we look forward to coming to town and hopefully seeing him down here in Lexington. 3-1 inside corner strike, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. And a foul ball that hit off of the umpire's face mask. That prevents the strikeout. Another full count pitch coming here. Evan Johnson is on deck. Hill readies himself. And Young kicks and fires. Breaking ball away, ball 4. Leadoff walk drawn by the Bobcats, who are down 3 runs here in the bottom of the third. Swing and a miss. Ritzmo's ready to throw down to second after the call from the infield, but Hill put on the brakes. He stole second last time around the bases. See if he gets off and running again. The Bobcats have stolen 2 bases on Ritzmo so far in this ball game. They throw to first. 0-1, runner on the move. Pop-up foul, 0-2. Oh and 2, nobody out. Young trying to get on track here in the third. Goes to the high fastball and misses. It is 1-2. Evan Johnson walked his last time to the plate. He was out at second base as part of that 6-4-3 double play hit by Josh Parnell. Kason Young kicks and delivers the 1-2. Ritzma down to second. That's a good throw. The tag. Safe is the call. Excellent slide into second base by Chandler Hill, who evaded the tag with the swim move. And it's a good thing he did, because I think Ritzma's throw would have had him had he dove in normally. Stolen base number 2 on the day for Chandler. He's on second here with nobody out. Johnson going to take an extra second here. That was an excellent throw from Ritzma. Got it to Hart on one hop. Tag was quickly applied, but safe was the call. 2-2 now. Sky high pop up, third base side, and again out of play.
Keep balance to it. Go.
2-2, left-handed hitter at the plate. Evan Johnson prepares as Young's 2-2 is low. Roars of approval from the fellow Bobcats that are watching from outside of the dugout. There's a group of blue and orange hats behind home plate. Turned into quite the plate appearance between Johnson and Young. Cason's 3-2. Fly ball right center field, sending back Waters. And it's Entrican that makes the catch. They start to tag, but Hill retreats to second, and the out is recorded. Smart of Hudson Entrican to be the one to catch that ball. Normally you would have the center fielder, especially when the two come together, the center fielder more than likely is going to be the one to take charge and catch that baseball, but Entrican, with the momentum taking him toward third, was the one to catch it in that circumstance. So one out, runner on second, Josh Parnell up for the second time, grounded into that double play his first time. And time called by Mason Ritzma, who will head to the mound. Kingsman starting to warm up Tristan Harless down the line. Cason is only at 44 pitches. I'd expect as long as he can keep the scoreline close, then there would be no reason for him to be removed from this game anytime soon unless they came into the game with a predetermined pitch count. The pitch. Swing and a miss on the changeup. A good one from Young. Josh Parnell playing first base. Has not been the start to the game he would have loved. Made an error in the field that brought in a run to score, and then grounded into that double play. But since then, made a nice catch on a line drive. Now takes ball one. That line drive catch saving a couple of runs in the top of the third inning. The Kingsmen did not score in the third. It's the first inning that they did not score in this ball game. 3 in the first, 1 in the second. One and one. Ground ball to the first base side. Seminara will take it to the bag himself, and Parnell is out for out number 2 as Hill moves to third. Second inning in a row that Chandler Hill has advanced to third on a ground out by Josh Parnell. Hill was stranded at third in the first when Jeffrey Newsom struck out. Here comes Newsom to the plate again to try to drive in the run. First pitch in there at the top of the zone. Strike. Eight, 9, and 10 due up for the Kingsmen in the fourth. It'll be Seminara, Harless, and Bose. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Newsom was behind the fastball, and he is now behind 0-2. Cason Young has just one strikeout here in this ball game. That strikeout was the last time that Newsom came to the plate. Trying to get out of the third. Just outside with the 0-2. 1-2 pitch from Kaysen. Lifted, shallow left. Classe into foul ground. Israel Classe makes the catch. And the inning is over. No runs to show for another runner on third. Chandler Hill has been stranded on third twice. We head to the fourth, a 3-run game here in Lexington. We'll be right back. To the fourth we go. 4-1 the score. The Kingsmen leading ECA, and it's Anthony Seminara that takes the ball inside. Seminara had a sacrifice bunt his last time. 8, 9, and 10 due up for the Kingsmen here. Ant takes a breaking ball away. 2 balls and no strikes.
Okay, let's go, kid.
2-0. Three balls and no strikes. Nobody out. Seminara had the stop sign there. He was taken all the way, and he took the fastball down the middle of the plate. 3 balls and a strike now. Nobody out. Hitters count for the Hilton Head native. 3-1. Inside corner, 3-2. Three-two, and a walk after Sam Lopez had Seminara 3-0. He fought back to get it to full, but it is a leadoff walk to start this 4th inning.
Right here, let's go.
Seminara is in a rundown here after that pitch, and he is tagged out. Back picked, and he was too far off the bag, so he tried to get in the rundown, but is out here. Jackson Brown is on the mound wearing the number 57 for ECA. They did bring in a new pitcher at the start of that inning. I apologize for not catching that sooner. Lopez is done. Jackson Brown is on the mound, and he now has one out. First of two prospect games today. We've got one more for you following this battle. The Kingsmen take on Ray's Collegiate. 0-1 fouled off by Harless. Or actually 1-1 fouled off. It is now 1-2. One-two to Harless. And that ball was off of his kneecap. A hit by pitch. The third hit by pitch that the Kingsmen have taken already. It's a runner on first with one out for Ashton Bowes. Bowes has a single in today's ball game. The Kingsmen batting through the bottom of the order for the second time in 4 innings. So far this second time through, they only have one hit. It was Ryan Waters. Bowes trying to become 2 for 2, just like the Waxhaw native center fielder. 0-1 after the foul ball. Foul ball. The Kingsmen at the prospect level have not lost to an ECA team, either their premier or their prospect this season. Trying to keep that streak a perfect 3-0 heading into Lake Point. That is outside. Jackson Brown did not like that pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ashton Bowes, bottom of the order, the extra hitter with the Kingsmen batting 10. Runner on first. And the 1-2. Brown's pitch is swung on and missed. Bowes went after the high fastball. 2 outs here in the 4th. Top of the order up for Caden McNeil. Outside, runner on the move. Harless slides into second. They've got him. Nice throw from the catcher Newsome. And it's Harless that is cut down on the base path. So it'll be top of the order in the 5th for the Kingsmen as McNeil will continue to hit. And meanwhile, we go to the bottom of the 4th. It is 4-1 on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Bottom four, Case and Young back on the mound to face 5, 6, and 7 for the ECA Bobcats. That is in there for a called strike to Jackson Mockney, who had a single to lead off the second. Mentioned it at the end of the last half inning, but Newsome out to end the first and out to end the third, stranding Hill on third base. So that means that Mockney leading off for the second time. Takes a ball that was thrown about 58 feet for ball number 1. Looking around the league at some prospect scores. Central Point and Wellington Sports Academy playing right now, 4-3 in the top of the 5th to Central Point. It's a Central Point team that's going to be a low seed in Lake Point, but will have the ability to go on a run. Georgia Premier, meanwhile, pulled away from PDG. That's 11-3 across the street here in Lexington. And Georgia Premier will continue its lead over the Kingsmen here in the Prospect Division. It's a good shot. Georgia Premier ends up as the 1 seed as that ball rocketed down the line toward the ECA bullpen, but it is foul, 2-2. If Georgia Premier wins out, they are the 1 seed. They play twice tomorrow. They'll play Dominion Sports Collective in a huge game. That ball hit into center. Waters got a good jump on it, but it falls in front for another leadoff base hit for Jackson Mockney. He's got 2 hits, both of them leading off their respective innings, and ECA once again going to make Case and Young work out of the stretch. But Georgia Premier has 2 games tomorrow, the final day of the regular season here in the ABA. They are 2 massive games. They play Dominion Sports Collective, who plays ECA tonight at 8 o'clock. And then Georgia Premier takes on the Kingsmen in the final game of the ABA regular season for any team. Looking forward to seeing how that one shakes out. That's a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0, nobody out. Runner on first base. Young's fastball is hit deep into left field. McNeil, a long run, he will not get there, and it hops over the wall, and it's a ground rule double for Charlie Scott. Short fence out there and left. If you get a deep one out there and it hits the turf, it's got a good shot of hopping up and over. Second and third, nobody out.
All right, Donnie, we say 1.
2 Charlie Scott had a double against the Kingsmen in Goldsboro last week, and he has another one here this afternoon. Donovan Wright flew out to right field. And he bats again here in a huge spot for the Bobcats. Tying run at the plate. First pitch from Kaysen, breaking ball low. Tristan Harless continues to get ready in the bullpen. We'll see how long Young pitches, if he's able to get through the 4th and beyond. Still only 60 pitches for Kaysen. That last one was number 60. 1-0. And that is at the top of the zone for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Nobody out. 2 hits to start the 4th, just like there were 2 hits to start the 2nd. Jackson Mockney and Charlie Scott have 4 of the 5 hits for Eastern Carolina Academy here in this game. 1-1. Curveball in there. That's a good one to make it 1-2. Wright, Hernandez, and Cora, the bottom 3 in the order that are tasked with trying to drive in these runs and make it a closer ball game. 1 ball and 2 strikes, nobody out. Young stares down third, comes home. And it's a ground ball to third, off the glove of Classe and into foul territory. One run will come in, so will the second. And Wright is into second base on the air. It short-hopped Israel Classe, making it a tough play. And it just took an awful bounce away from his glove. It's now 4-3 on 2 runs coming in on the air. And a 1-run ball game here in Lexington as Alex Hernandez will come to the plate next. Both those runs unearned after they came in on the air. First pitch. Down low and a good jump going to third. Wright is in there and is 90 feet away from the tying run. He got an excellent break on that dirt ball, and here comes Joe Hudak to make the pitching change. Kason Young got through 3 innings plus, but could not find work in the 4th. ECA on the doorstep of a tie ball game, and Tristan Harless, the next arm to come in for the Kingsmen when we come back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Tristan Harless on the mound for the Kingsmen in relief of Kason Young, the West Virginia native, on the mound pitching right-hand side. A tough situation, to say the least. 2 runs in the inning for the Bobcats. They are on the doorstep of a tie game with the tying run 90 feet away after the wild pitch. Young's out, Harless is in, and his first pitch is swung on and missed by Alex Hernandez. Hernandez grounded out to Classe last time. See if there's a ground ball that way again if the runner will try to score. 1-1 pitch. Foul ball, 1-2. The ball is behind Ritzmar. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th, past the halfway point of this ball game. 1-2. Harless missed wide left. Ritzma gobbles up the loose ball, but the runner scores to tie the game. A mistake from Harless with 2 strikes, and the tie is up on the board in right center as a result. 4-4 here in the 4th. Bases clear for Harless and the Kingsmen, so a fresh slate And the line now for Kaysen is done. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He's got him for out number 1. Final line for Kaysen Young, the starter from Alberta, through 3 innings today for the Kingsmen. 64 pitches, 4 runs, only one of which was earned. 5 hits, 2 walks, a strikeout. It's unfortunate for Young, that error really making things difficult in that 4th inning. 1 out, bases clear. Harless, the next hitter, the 9-hole hitting now is Cora, who squared and bunted it foul. Tried to drag himself aboard at the top of the error looming right behind. Tristan Harless has gotten the Kingsmen a ton of innings in the bullpen. The highest amount of innings pitched of any non-starter on this Kingsmen team. Just missed the outside corner. It is now 1-1. Harless making his 10th appearance of the season. There was a long streak where every appearance that he pitched was longer in innings pitched than the previous. 1-1. And that is low. Starting on February the 4th against Paulino, where he threw 1 inning, all the way until March 18th against Dominion Sports Collective, he pitched more innings in every single relief appearance. 2-1. Harless misses outside ball 3. Those innings pitched ranged from the inning to 2 1/3 to 3 to 3 1/3 to 4 innings out of the bullpen, and then the big one against Dominion Sports Collective, 6 2/3 innings pitched out of the bullpen in that 11-inning game. 89 pitches in relief and a walk to put Cora on first base. So Harless has been useful in pretty much any spot that the Kingsmen have needed him. He brings an ERA of 2.5 into this ball game. ERA of 2.59. Top of the order for Chandler Hill. Runner on first, 1 out. Outside corner strike, 0-1. ECA has not led against the Kingsmen at the prospect level all season. They have scored 3 runs here in the 4th to tie up the ball game. There's still work to be done for the KBA once they get back to the plate. Runner on the move. Ritzma throwing down to second, and that ball is off the foot of the base runner. Now he's running to third. The throw for Montgomery Hart is knocked down by Clausen, and he is safe. The pitch was in there for a called strike. It is 0-2. But Cora stealing second and then going to third. Unfortunate for Ritzma. Another good throw, but it hit off the foot of the runner. Now the infield comes in. It's an 0-2 count. Chance for Harless to get Hill. The pitch. Slider away. It was dropped by Ritzma, but right in front of him. 1-2. From Harless. Slider, got him. Chandler Hill goes down for the first time today on a strikeout, and Evan Johnson with 2 outs. Ground ball to the first base side. It rolls toward the line, and that ball is scooped up by Seminara with his foot on the base. How about that? The Kingsmen get out of the inning in a simple but interesting way. The Kingsmen will send this to the 5th. It is all tied up at 4 apiece. We'll be right back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network.
Ojalá te cuando paso por aquí me llama para cogerle la hoja. Entonces, enfócate en eso.
Back here for the fifth here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. It is the top of the order, Katie McNeil, in a tie game. That ball is low for ball one. Squared momentarily. We've seen him drag for a base hit a couple of times, and now Mockney going to give him a little bit of respect, standing on the edge of the grass. 1-0. Took strike one on the inside corner. That is outside, ball two. The Kingsmen scored the first 4 runs of this ball game, but have been answered back by 4 unanswered by the Bobcats. We are all knotted up, and now McNeil rips it to short. Chandler Hill up with it. The throw at first is in time to get McNeil, and it is the first out of the inning. That's the second ball in a row McNeil has hit to the shortstop side, and he's out for out number 1. Ryan Waters is on to hit now left-hand side. He is 2 for 2, the only Kingsman to have a hit in both of his trips to the plate so far. There's 2 of the Kingsman's 5. Took an outside strike, 0-1. 0-1. That is a little further outside. The count is even. Tristan Harless came in to finish out the 4th inning. A wild pitch scored that tying run, but he got out of it without any more pain and suffering. 1-1. That is outside. Two and 1 to Ryan Waters. He takes ball 3 just off the outside corner. Here's count for Waters. And he took ball 4. Waters reaches for the 3rd time, this time on the walk. He's on first with 1 away for Owen Beatrice. Beatrice is 0 for 1 today. He's been hit by a pitch and has popped out. He will look to put something in the outfield, give the Kingsmen a shot at retaking the lead. Jackson Brown's first pitch out of the stretch is high for a ball.
Good, Jay Brown. Just get it right at it. Let's go.
Brown has yet to give up a hit, but has walked 2 and hit 1. That's at the knees, 1-1. There's a swing and a ground ball to third. Mockney goes to second for 1. They go to first, and it is not in time. A fielder's choice, as Beatrice was hustling, but Waters is out at second. Israel Classe has had a big day at the plate, a home run and a walk. First pitch with 2 outs is outside, 1-0. Classe to right, coming in on it, the right fielder, and it's in front of Cora. Base hit number 2 for Israel Classe, who is having a day, and it is second and first with 2 outs for Gummy. Two hits and a walk on the day for the Charlotte native. Montgomery Hart, the shortstop, up with a man in scoring position. A chance to give the Kingsmen the lead once more. First pitch from Brown is outside, 1-0. Montgomery Hart, the left-handed hitting shortstop, 2027 out of Warren, Ohio. 1-0 pitch. Just outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0. And that is outside. 3 balls and no strikes. If Hart reaches, then Hudson Encherkin would come up for the 3rd time. He is without a hit, but trying to extend that hit streak that I talked about the last time he was up at the plate. 4-pitch walk to Gummy. Jackson Brown running into some trouble here, and here comes the ECA coach. Jackson Brown pacing behind the mound after that mound visit. The Kingsmen base runners and hitter came together. 2 outs. They will be running on anything hit between the lines. Hudson Encherkin trying to give the Kingsmen the lead back in a game that this team expects to win.
We got Jay Brown. Come on, babe.
Kingsmen would want to be 2-0 here at the round robin going into tomorrow's season finale against Georgia Premier. Got to get business done here first. First pitch to Encherkin. Fly ball right field, but a foul. And it is 1-0. Or 0-1, excuse me. Brown going to step off and reset. Kingsmen now out hitting ECA 6-5 after that last single. 0-1. That's at the knees. The ECA faithful behind home plate, making their voices heard. It is 0-2. Entrikin in a hole here, though he still has the chance to give the Kingsmen the lead. Jackson Brown set at the shoulder blades, comes home, and hits the top of the zone, covering up Entrikin. Heading over. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Bases loaded, but nothing from it. The Kingsmen back in a minute in the field, trying to keep the score tied. Back to your bottom 5, Tristan Harless trying to keep this one all knotted up. Parnell, the leadoff man, takes a strike at the knees. Josh Parnell has grounded out twice, once a double play, once just a ground ball to Seminara. It is 0-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. 4-4 is the score. 0-1 pitch in there, strike 2. Parnell, Newsome, Mockney. 3-4-5 for ECA. Trying to complete their comeback. They have tied the game, but trying to take their first lead of the contest. 0-2 from Harless. Strikes him out on 3 pitches. Absolute beauty. Strikeout number 3 for Harless since coming in out of the bullpen. And here comes Jeffrey Newsome, who has a strikeout of his own. A reminder that we are not done at the conclusion of this ball game. It is the Kingsmen and the Blue Claws of Ray's Collegiate. That game back over on the other field at the conclusion of this one. There's a swing and a miss, 0-2 after the foul ball. Newsome misses the 0-1, and now he is behind. Jackson Mockney's on deck. He has been red hot. You'd love to have him at the plate with nobody on. 0-2. Oh, he just misses the call. The first ball thrown in the inning. One, 2. And now he goes low and in with the slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes. ABA round robin play here in Lexington, South Carolina, home of P27. Grateful to our hosts. 2-2. Foul tip, strike three. He's got another one. Tristan Harless sitting down hitters left and right. And here comes Jackson Mockney with 2 outs. Meanwhile, the Kingsmen in the 6th will bring up 7, 8, and 9. Ritzma, Seminara, and Harless. First pitch of ball. Tristan Harless, another uncommitted right-hand pitcher. There's a fly ball to center. Waters camped. It's routine, and it's out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. Harless does the job that was asked of him in the 5th. We go to the 6th inning here in Lexington. It is all knotted up. We'll be right back. It's the round robin here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Sixth inning here at Lexington County Baseball Stadium in Lexington, South Carolina. Mason Ritzma leading off the 6th inning. The Kingsmen have not scored since the 2nd. They are trying to get the offense back rolling and take this game to start the round robin. And Ritzma doing well to start things off here. He has taken 2 close pitches and is ahead in the count. Two and 0, nobody out. Ritzma, Seminara, Harless. The pitch outside. And it is 3-0. Jackson Brown still out there on the mound for the Bobcats of ECA. Kind of slipped on the hill on that last pitch. And Danger walking another one. 3-0. And that is well outside. It's a walk. The Kingsmen have just 1 hit off of Brown, but he has now walked 4. He has walked 4, given up a single, and he has hit a batter. So the go-ahead run is now on first with nobody out. Anthony Seminara, who walked, he's actually the first hitter that saw Jackson Brown on the mound. Comes back for a second time against the right-hander. He is 0 for 0 with a sac bunt and a walk. He is bunting again. The ball bunted straight down and bounced foul. 0-1. Slash bunt, but no swing, and the pitch is in there at the bottom of the zone. 0-2. Seminara ducked out of the way. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Kingsmen on the back end of their third trip through their starting 10. Every single player except for one has reached base. Seminara rips it into the netting, first base side. Interestingly enough, the Kingsmen, as I mentioned just a moment ago, have had 9 of their 10 starters reach base. The only one who hasn't has an OBP over 500 this season. That is outside for ball 2. Caden McNeil has yet to reach. He'll bat for the 4th time in this inning if the Kingsmen can get something going. He has an on-base percentage of .511 this season, but is 0 for 3. 2-2. Hit hard, third base side. It's a hit. It is into left, and it is hit number 2 for the Kingsmen off of Jackson Brown. Hit number 7 in total. And here they come in the 6th inning. Second and first, nobody out for Harless. Bullpen slowly getting active for ECA. Here comes Harless walking down to Coach Hudak. Harless squares very early and gets the bunt down. It rolls down the line, on the line, and just foul. That ball left everyone on the edge of their seats for a couple of seconds, rolling down the line. And just before it ran out of juice, it rolled onto the foul side. So close. So 2-2 is the count. Or actually 0-1 is the count, excuse me. The first baseman, Parnell, still way in, but no bunt this time, and it is now 1-1. Parnell is so far in on the grass, he's probably further in than if we were playing on the old Little League dimensions. He's in danger of getting absolutely smoked by a line drive. 1-1. Went in, 2 balls and 1 strike. He took a couple, but he is still a few steps in of the dirt-colored turf. 2-1. Harless swings away, hits it down the line, it's fair. Perfectly placed into the corner. 1 run scores. Here comes Seminara. The relay throw in, and the stop sign is on. It's an RBI double for Tristan Harless. And that's the difference that it makes when the first baseman, Josh Parnell, is 15 feet in versus where he normally would have been. He had way less time to react and make that play. It sneaks in fair. It's an RBI double, and it puts runners on second and third as the Kingsmen take the lead. New pitcher on the mound for ECA. It is 5-4 here in the 6th. We'll be right back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Back here in Lexington, a new pitcher on the mound. And it is Landon Smith wearing the number 20 for ECA. He throws the first pitch that requires a block from Newsome. It is 1-0. Ashton Bowes is up at the bottom of the Kingsmen order. And it will be the top for the fourth time. Managed 5 runs on 8 hits to retake the lead on ECA. Another ball in the dirt. 2-0. The first 3 to the plate reached here in the 6th. That knocked Brown out of the game. The RBI double from Harless was the nail in the coffin. 2-0. That is outside for ball 3. ECA playing a bit of a shift. The right side of the infield is wide open. The second baseman is playing, well, second base. He's a few feet from the bag on the third base side of the bag. Here's strike 3-1. The shortstop is plugging up what would normally be the 6 hole. 3-1 to Bowes. He swings away and grounds it foul. As many teams do, the Kingsmen in batting practice, of course, from time to time will practice a backside route, hitting it to the opposite field. You could use that here. But Bowes swings and misses. And they go to first now for the out. A little bit of confusion after that strike 3. But they eventually get the out at first. Here comes McNeil. Caden McNeil, the only Kingsman not yet to reach base in this ball game. He tries to change that here. The corner or the infield remains in. First pitch outside for a ball. The last 2 times to the plate, he has grounded it to the shortstop. If he hits it where he did the first time, I think that's a single right now. 1-0. And now 2 balls and no strikes. Hitters count for McNeil and the Kingsmen. They've scored 1 here in the 6th. Looking for a lot more to break this game open and firmly retake the lead. 2-0. Grounded to the shortstop. And it's between the 2 fielders. 1 run will score.
Get back up, BJ.
And the run comes in on the RBI. One run comes in to score on the RBI for McNeil. Every Kingsman now has been on the base paths. Ryan Waters, the next hitter, and he takes a big cut. Runners are on the corners now. It is 0-1, and it is a 2-run game here in Lexington. The Kingsmen trying to wrap this up, stay on par with the league leaders. Here's the 0-1, and it is low and away. So now that we see McNeil on base for the first time in the ball game, wonder if we'll see him try to take second at some point. Runners are on the corners, and he does take off here. Outside, they will throw down, but it is cut, and it's a stolen base for McNeil as he stands on second. Second and third, 2-1 as the infield comes back in now. The pitch to Waters. Ryan takes it inside, 3-1. Three-one pitch. Waters grounds it to first. It hits the bag. It's a sprint to first base. Everybody is safe, and a run comes in to score. Another odd hit for the Kingsmen. That time, nothing Parnell could do. It hit off of the corner of the base and skipped up awkwardly. 3 runs in the frame now for the KBA, and that makes way for Owen Beatrice to hit with runners on the corners. First pitch, OB takes low and in. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Kingsmen now have doubled the ECA hit tally, are a run away from doubling them in runs after this big 6th inning that has seen them retake the lead. Runner on the move to second. They cut it again. McNeil scrambles back to third. The tag. They've got him. They've got him at third. Caden McNeil took an extra step. Welcome back here to Kingsmen Baseball. We apologize for the brief connectivity issue, but I am happy to report that I just saw that ground ball on the stream. Beautiful play by Owen Beatrice just a moment ago. And now Alex Hernandez up with 2 outs. We missed a strikeout, a swinging strikeout by Charlie Scott. So quickly 2 outs in the inning, and now a swing and a miss by the 8-hole hitter. It is a pinch hitter for the Bobcats. Clark Johnson is the hitter, hitting for Hernandez, the DH. 1 ball and 1 strike. Harless trying to get through the 6th in order. Ground ball to Clase. Gets it on a hop. Clase throws high and it sails. It sails off the fence. Runner moving to second. Seminara bare hands and throws that direction. And the tag there, they've got him because Clark Johnson overslid second base. Oh, the Kingsmen get a gift, and we head to the 7th. It is a 3-run ball game here in Lexington. We'll be right back here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Top of the 7th here in Lexington as the afternoon starts to get closer to evening. We go into the 7th inning of action. Montgomery Hart is the leadoff man. 5, 6, and 7 for the Kingsmen. Hart has walked twice and flown out. 1-0 pitch. That is just outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Montgomery Hart, the shortstop, involved on that last play at the end of the last half inning. Throw from Seminara after an error down to second. There's ball 3. The runner slid into second safely, but then overshot the bag, sliding quickly on the turf surface, and the tag kept on by Hart, got the out call on the base running mistake. Immediately following a 4-pitch walk, it is Hart walking for the 3rd time in as many plate appearances. After the opening flyout for Montgomery Hart, Gummy has now walked 3 consecutive times to the plate. So here's Hudson Entrikin. Entrigan squares, bunts it back to the pitcher. They will go to first, and Entrigan is out for out number 1. So no chance to keep the hit streak going here in the 7th. But a big job done by the Kingsmen regardless. Mason Ritzma with the man on second, 1 out, 3-run ball game. Strike at the top of the zone. The Kingsmen would love to tack on any insurance before the bottom of the 7th. They are in line for the win. Harless, the one in line for the win on the mound, after coming in to relieve Kaysen Young. 0-1, and that is outside. Georgia Premier officially getting the job done, defeating PDG. That game never got close again, and final score was 20-3. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Elsewhere around the ABA, Central Point defeated Wellington Sports Academy by a score of 6-5. Wellington with 2 close losses today. 1 to Central Point, 6-5. 1 to TNXL, 3-2. Two and 1, and now ball 3. The next window of games here at the round robin, just 1 prospect game. It is your Kingsmen playing Rays Collegiate. Rays Collegiate has back-to-back where they will play P27 at 8 after taking on the Kingsmen. ECA and Dominion battling at 8 o'clock as well to round out the night's action. There's the walk. The Kingsmen have 10 hits in this ball game, but perhaps what has separated these two teams the most, at least in the last couple of innings, has been the walks. That is now 8 walks by the Bobcat pitchers. Katani into courtesy run for the Kingsman catcher, who will prepare to catch the 7th and final inning of regulation. Second and first, 1 out. Anthony Seminara, a chance to hit after singling his last time. Runner's on the move. He hits it high in the air to right, but it is foul, and it is 0-1. On the move the last pitch. This time they stick around, and Seminara takes strike 2. Tomorrow is the final day of the ABA regular season. After tomorrow night's games, we will have our bracket set. And that is a strike called at the top of the zone to get Seminara for out number 2. A double, a hit by pitch, and he has reached on an error. He has reached all 3 times he's been to the plate, and he pops one over the Ballpark Village third base side, 0-1. Hard is at second. Ritzma is on first. 0-1 pitch. Harless, right center, caught by the second baseman, Scott, to deny him extra bases and deny the Kingsmen a run. 3-run ball game as we go bottom 7. We will be back with the game's conclusion right after this on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Bottom 7 here in Lexington, South Carolina. The Kingsmen are 3 outs away from a hard-earned victory. This one has not come easy, not nearly as easily as Goldsboro last week, and this game has not yet been secured. Still work to do. And a line drive into center. Waters coming in. It is a base hit for Isaiah Cora to start the proceedings here in the 7th. That's exactly what I mean. Still work to be done. Top of the order coming up for ECA. The Kingsmen grabbed 3 runs in the 6th. They need to hold ECA to no more than 2 here in the 7th to put the win in the win column. The Kingsmen, as of now, in the prospect standings, are 14-6. They could go as high as 17-6 with a perfect finish to the season. Georgia Premier looks on their way to wrap up the 1 seed, barring a collapse. 0-1. Line drive down the line, hooking foul. 0-2. Georgia Premier plays DSC and the Kingsmen tomorrow, so they very well could wind up finishing 14-6 if they were to drop both of those games. But if they're able to avoid that, they would wrap up the 1 seed, and then the battle for the 2 would be underway. Ritzma throwing down to second. Tag not in time. Another stolen base. This time it's Cora getting in on the fun for his second. 1 and 2 with nobody out. The Kingsmen a game behind what is currently a 3-way tie for the league lead. So I believe the tiebreaker is winning percentage, so Georgia Premier would have it as of now. 1-2. Tapped into shallow center. Easy for Waters. 1 away. So they get Chandler Hill. That's a big first out, and now comes Evan Johnson. Johnson in the 2 spot has walked, but has not reached with a hit today. First pitch from Tristan Harless is inside. So if the Kingsmen can take care of business tonight, they'll be 16-6. If they can win this ball game and then beat Rays, they'll be 16-6 going into the final day. That would put them in the tie with the league leaders. It would be a 4-way tie into the final day of action. And it would make for an exciting Thursday around the Prospect Division. 1-0. Line drive to the backstop. That last game of the day was supposed to start at 5:15. We'll see when we get going here. The Kingsmen, I would at least hope, are allotted a few minutes to reset and get going for their second game of the day. They'll be playing on the other field, which is currently open with that PDG Georgia Premier Series concluding about half an hour ago. Two and 1 is the count. They spin and throw to second, but back safely standing up is Isaiah Cora, who has no desire to get too far off of second base. Two and 1 is the count. Ground ball to the shortstop side. Hart has it, shuffles, and fires. 2 gone. Kingsmen are an out away here as Josh Parnell will walk to the plate. Runner on third with 2 down. ECA needs to get at least Parnell on base in order to give themselves a chance. Jeffrey Newsom on deck representing the tying run. It is a right-on-left matchup between Parnell and Harless. Tristan Harless came in the 4th, trying to wrap up 4 innings of relief en route to a win. 1-0. Once this game concludes, we'll be wrapping up the show here pretty quick. I'll be getting down to the other field, and we will get rolling on the final game of the day. Inside corner strike 1-1. Back and forth affair. The Kingsmen scored the first 4 runs of the ball game. ECA grabbed 4 of their own. The Kingsmen with a 3 spot in the 6th. That has been the difference thus far. One and one is the count. Parnell left-hand side digs in, and the pitch from Harless slips into the zone. Backdoor slider to make it 1-2. A strike away from ABA win number 15 for the Kingsmen. Harless set. 1-2 pitch. Low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. If the game does continue, it would be Jeffrey Newsom, the catcher. 3 and 4 hitters up at the plate and on deck. No rest, but those 2 are 0 for 6 combined. The only 2 Bobcats that have not reached base. 2-2. Try to go backdoor with the slider again, and it is now full. Parnell in the ball game is grounded out into a double play. He is grounded out to first, and he is struck out swinging. He will be looking to drive the baseball here with the count 3-2. Kingsman trying to wrap up the ball game. 3-2. Ground ball chopped up the middle. Long run for Hart. Montgomery Hart to first in time. And the ball game is over. Final score, 7-4. Kingsmen get it done against ECA, but it was not without some effort. We will see you on the other fields very, very soon. Final score, 7-4. Kingsmen win. Thanks for joining us. I'm Griffin Leonard saying so long from Lexington. We'll be back with Kingsmen Rays here in a little while on the Kingsmen Baseball Network.